All right, bang, bang. Today is Wednesday. It is April 20th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. We got a ragtag crew today for a free swim. It is myself. It is White Sox Dave, who's pretty frequently on the show, I'd say. And then we have Clem, and then we have Steven Cheah.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
You like Hey Buddy?
When you said the "Hey Buddy" to Portillo, it was the most condescending thing I've ever heard anybody say ever.
I say it to everybody.
I know, but it's the way it came off. It was like that was like a skewer to the
I said it
kidneys.
to him.
I understand, but it's like your thing now.
That's how I talk.
So I always like getting like the most random people. And my favorite one, it was the day coronavirus broke. It was a Thursday. It was, I shouldn't say broke. It was when they canceled everything. And like St. John's, they played like the only game in the Big East tournament. Remember that? And it was me, All Business Pete, Glenny Balls, and Marty Mush. And we talked about what we thought Corona would be. And
I would love to go back and listen to that.
I've recently gone back and listened to it. It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Did anyone come close to nailing it?
There wasn't like a lot of hot takes besides from Pete. So,
what did Pete say?
Pete said common cold. He said probably maybe 30 people will die.
Funny enough, at any given time, Pete would be double masking if there wasn't anybody within a mile of him.
Pete changed his tune very quick. He did. We should fucking grab his ass and talk about that.
Pete told me he hates Halloween today too.
Oh, did he?
This is going to become like the All Business Pete slander
This is
show.
gonna be that, yeah.
Pete don't give a fuck though.
So does Brandon Walker. Hates Halloween.
Really?
His kids don't go trick or treating.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
I
the
feel like
logic
that's-
behind it? Just doesn't like
Is
it.
that like a religious
Child
thing
abuse.
I don't know. Yeah, he said
You
they like
got- how-
stay in and watch movies.
How old are your kids?
though? Call him Pete.
My daughter is turning 1 today. The day
Okay,
comes
so
out the 20th. and
Not
then,
quite trick or treat.
3.5.
How old are your kids?
7 and 4. So
So
they're
prime, yeah.
Yeah. And I
That's-
love it. I love it.
Oh yeah. I feel like as a
Hey,
parent,
Pete.
that's one of the dates you would have a ton of fun with the kids.
Yeah, and
Just,
Pete's logic was he doesn't like getting up, sitting down, getting up, getting the door. I'm like, but you do that for like 2 hours.
I
one day a
understand
year.
that for sure.
Yeah.
That part would suck, but like the act of going trick or treating with the little kids is fun, and then once you get to college, it's like a completely different holiday.
And it's an awesome holiday.
Yeah.
Would you say Halloween's the best college holiday?
All right, let me.
So my
let me get a
birthday's
couple
on the
things done here, I
30th.
guess.
All right. Thank you, Pete.
Okay.
Bye. He said he's doing work, so whatever that means.
I
He's
think
all
he's setting up the
business.
theater. I think he's in the theater.
Oh, he went
yeah,
to
bunch
the
of times
theater?
went,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But before we get started here, I do want to talk about the GameTime app, the new partnership here with Barstool Sports. Obviously, it's Cubs and White Sox season. It's baseball season, and the Bulls are in the NBA playoffs. So if you're looking for last-minute tickets, there's no better place to go than the GameTime app. It's the only place, really, to get the best, cheapest last-minute tickets, and that's with the GameTime app, like I said. So ever dreamed of sitting in a seat you never thought you could sit? Whether it be behind home plate, first row in the outfield, catching dingers, it's all possible with the GameTime app. Like I said, it's the biggest last-minute price drops you could be found on seats that you really never thought you could buy. So the best part about it as well is you get $20 off your first purchase. Download the GameTime app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply, so make sure you look into that. Download GameTime, last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. You really can't go wrong if you're looking at all these ticket apps and whatnot. Just download GameTime. Make it easy on yourself. Get that GameTime app. Okay.
So you're a pro. I can tell because you had your timer out, making sure that was over 1 minute. That's what.
We're
that's what we
typically
like to
pretty
see.
good about that, I feel like.
Yeah, you guys are pretty good.
I don't
Because
think
we
I've
free
ever-
balled a lot.
I don't think I've ever had a complaint besides the Hey Buddy incident.
Was that because it was under a minute?
No, it wasn't a timing issue. So explain this.
Oh,
This is
right,
actually could,
right,
people
right,
might
right.
find that
Yeah, I
interesting.
remember.
So all ads have to be a minute on the dot, right?
Not on the dot. I mean, you can go over Mixtape used to do 20-minute ads.
Yeah. But like you can't go under. Sorry.
You can't go under. Yeah. I mean, ideally it's like 1 to 2 minutes.
So has a company ever complained for a 57-second ad
Yes.
read?
Wow.
Throw them under the
Interesting.
bus right now.
No, I mean they're great partners.
Oh, they are?
Can you throw the
Okay.
person who went under?
Yeah.
Yes. Better question.
Is it Dave? It sounds like it's a Dave thing right now. Going
No,
on.
I feel like any ad issues with Dave, I address with him directly, especially since whatever that was.
Yeah, that was a
But
bust.
I feel like I address everything with everyone directly. I'm sure I've talked to you at some point during the past 5
Have you ever
years.
gotten scolded by Steven?
We have like make sure to include this at the end. It's like a legal thing. You
Right,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And we always do, but sometimes I'll get them like, did we not do it that episode? And I don't know, maybe something cut off or whatever. But We always go a minute. We go along. I just like.
Yeah, we get complaints. We get complaints. Sorry, that ours are too long all the time.
Yeah,
like people will be like,
it's been shown like ad effectiveness like falls off after like 3 minutes. Like if you like interweave it in the conversation, like K-Cert is very good at like they'll do the read, but then they'll also talk about stuff and then like come back to it. That's fine as long as it's all like.
Oh, what's the data? What is that? Sorry. So it has been shown that 3 minutes in,
like people will start to tune out. Like if it's more than 3, I mean, it makes sense.
We might be right around. We gotta start cutting back or going mixed in. Kevin's awesome at it. Kevin, the way Kevin could just do an ad, just
1
like,
minute, man. Like
it's silly how good he is.
He's a pro at it.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. There's a little behind the scenes with Steven Cheah. Sorry, what did I miss about Halloween?
Oh, we were saying, so All Business Pete doesn't like Halloween. He just told me, I was like, you don't like Halloween? Like that's like not liking candy or music, right? And he said the reason why is because he hates sitting down then getting up a minute later because the door rings and sitting down. And I'm like, you just do that and you have fun with the kids. You know, you look at the costumes, you maybe like scare them or something. You do shit like that. He's like, nope, just don't like it. And I was like, God damn.
That doesn't surprise me one bit though. And as like I don't have kids and like I never had to deal with that part of Halloween yet. So I think I would be annoyed at that part too if I'm like some 40-something-year-old dude with kids. I'm trying to watch TV, whatever I'm watching, and doorbell's just ringing every 2 minutes.
But it's
you can
not
just
that
leave
long.
a dish out.
Are you fucking kidding me, Steven?
I mean, it's gonna get ransacked for sure.
The second you leave it out, yeah.
I hated people who did that too. Like I'd always do like 1 or 2 or maybe a few.
Come on.
No, because it's like
that's asking for it.
Well, this actually kind of not to like veer off to another direction, but this kind of came up yesterday on our We Gotta Believe Mets podcast. KFC was talking about waiting online at the Cake Boss bakery.
Oh, this is a good one. I like this club.
He had it was some cookies that are like the best cookies in the world. He said it's like #1 cookie, and he said he waited and he'd wait like up to it was like a 45-minute wait. And he gets to the front of the line, and there's obviously people behind him who've been waiting that long, if not longer. And he's like, I'll just take the rest of the rack. And it was like, he said it was like 8 cookies. He used the excuse he had a pregnant wife at home. So that was his excuse saying, I wanted a few. And then he wanted to have a bunch because he waited 45 minutes.
I think it's a little different though. You can't like, as an adult, like if I'm trick-or-treating right now and I haven't gone trick-or-treating in 18, 20 years, whatever. If I was an adult and I saw the thing, I wouldn't take more than a piece or 2 of candy. That's out of the question. But if you're a 12-year-old kid running around with the boys, you're taking the entire thing.
That example is also wild because that's like going with a bunch, like seeing kids that you're trick-or-treating with and just dumping the entire bowl out in your sack or whatever before they can get, like, that's fucked.
They didn't wait 45 minutes to get to the house too, where this guy waited. And then imagine you're the person behind him and you're like, you motherfucker. Like I'd say there should be a limit of say 3 or 4. Yeah, listen, you have the pregnant wife. She deserves a few cookies. You deserve a cookie or 2 for waiting. But if you just say, give me that rack, whatever's on there, and it's like 8, 10, 12 cookies, I think that's...
Well, what I said to you,
up.
my take was it should be on the bakery to be like, hey, limit 2. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
true.
I like. If you're that hot of a spot where you got lines every day and people always want to taste
Also
it,
fair.
and you're driving tourists, like, you have to create a limit.
But then I was getting pushback from one of our producer, Kyle. He's like, no. He's like, I'm with you on that. I'm like, am I the only guy out here who's trying to live in a civilization right now? Like, and again, this was my analogy. You're playing Oregon Trail and you get that buffalo, and this is probably dating me talking about Oregon Trail, the bear.
I played it recently.
You can't carry more than 100 pounds back to the wagon. Just don't. And it's like, hey, you want to light up all the shit? Once I get my buffalo, I'm done. I don't need to waste bullets. I don't need to kill anything extra.
Now, is that always like the main thing though? Because I feel like they have a lot of shit at that bakery. Are the cookies like is that their showstopper?
I've never been. I don't know. Steve,
It's called
you been?
Cake Boss, right?
Cake Boss. Yeah, you think it's a cake
cookies
thing.
are its main thing. They got to figure out their branding.
It's a good point, Steven. I just figured, it's all places work like that, and they have like their name might not be the best item. It's like, oh, did you ever like? I'm trying to think of a good example of that.
I feel
Pizza
like
Hut's hamburgers.
yeah,
I think
that, right?
Someone asked us on Twitter yesterday. Nobody responded. I didn't see it till this morning. Someone asked us like, "Hey, I'm coming to Chicago for the first time. What do I get at Portillo's?" I think their burgers.
Yeah,
the best thing
I
on the
actually
menu.
think their burgers really good.
It's
too.
awesome.
Yeah,
I just went to Portillo's yesterday for the first time too.
I
and
think their
didn't
burgers
get the
the best thing on
burger.
the menu.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Well,
if
it's
you're
all
from out
right.
of town,
Like,
you're getting
incredible
beef. But
yeah, it was a little different for sure, but I do agree with you. But that's what I mean. It's always funny when that happens. You also had your first JP, huh?
Got my first JP,
Yeah, there it is.
Mr. G.
now
Right?
here's a good
Yeah,
question.
that's the
What?
move.
So Jim said that it's like 100 sandwiches a day, and then he's out because he only gets one.
Oh no, well over that.
Whatever the number is, I forget what the number is. Once he runs out of bread, he refuses. He's done. He closes up shop. What if someone came in there with like a last minute catering order for like 100 people, and there were people waiting for him, and he had to close up at 10, 11.
Have you ever gotten catering? It's not like a last minute thing. Like you have to call ahead and
we're the only assholes.
Like,
I texted him today, being like, "Hey, we need a bunch of subs if it's okay." And obviously he's the best. So he accommodates us, but
I
don't think
we're the dicks.
We're the dicks. Yes,
actually.
But I don't think we ordered enough to be considered a catering order. Like, what do you think?
We got like 20. Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
If it's sandwiches, that's like an individual, like made, like he would sell those individually. Catering, you're not selling individually typically, right?
I'm just trying to throw an example out there.
Yeah, like what if you?
Yeah.
That's tough. I don't know. No, but I think
Eddie, I'm just saying, if you waited in line for 45 minutes and you've been dreaming of those cookies, and you're like, "This is,"
I would fucking kill somebody. I'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck, asshole."
That'd be tough.
Like, I don't care about your pregnant wife.
Comment,
Did he say he got pushback, like people behind him, or?
I don't remember. He might have gotten like a little bit of like.
But
I'd be shocked though. I just would be in awe.
Yeah.
Kevin is such a non-confrontational pussy that he didn't say a word. He bitched about it on the internet. That was his way of
No,
putting
he
it back.
did it.
No, he did it.
Kevin
Oh,
did it.
Kevin did
Yes,
it.
yes.
Yeah.
My opinion of him has changed in the past 5 minutes.
Mine as well. That is a fucked up move.
Yes.
And then this was part of the other conversation we had, where it was, did you guys grow up in school, in elementary school, or I guess any school, even high school, where at lunch you would leave after paying for your food, and then you'd have the little beggars there, be like, "Hey, can I get a quarter, man?" And it would be someone you never talked to ever, but it's like a kid in your grade, and it's like, it was always like a punk. It's like,
We were always bouncing back and forth who paid for lunch, kind of. Like,
But
if I
you know what
needed
he's
bum
saying?
money,
Like, it's like when you walk right outside the lunchroom and people were like, or even by the line, you're saying,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
and then they want, because they want to buy a cookie. It's not like they forgot their money at home for the day. They just want to buy like a snack. It's like, come on, man. Do you have to fucking like, you're just getting like begged on in school, like a seagull basically coming at you, trying to get like your change out of you. I always hated that.
It was always the same guys, too.
Yes, it was
always the same guys.
Yep.
Like, it was never, like one time, like, "Oh, dude, I actually just forgot money this time." It was always the same guys.
Preparing you for life in the city amongst panhandlers.
Yep. As I decided to take a walk in today, I was like, let me just walk to the office. So it was like 15-minute walk from the hotel. And I was like, oh, like, you drove me home yesterday. Eddie drove me home in his very nice Tesla. It was very nice. Thank you so much. And I was like, I don't remember if there was any bad neighborhoods. That's the only thing, like in like big cities, everything was good.
No,
but there was a good amount of homeless on the way. You know what I mean? They have to just kind of like, and that
What's your protocol? Are you, and be honest here, never $1. Sometimes you give it, or you'll give it most of the time. This is an honesty tree.
For someone asking
Homeless
for
guy?
money?
Yes, everybody.
Almost never. I have before, but almost never.
For a homeless person.
Yes.
Oh, never.
Never.
Almost never. Yeah.
Okay.
used to be sometimes $1. And I remember it was outside Penn Station. This guy told me he like lost his money. He needed a train ticket home. He did like an A+ job. And then I gave him like $1. And then like 2 weeks later, I saw him doing the same thing again. I was like, that kind of.
Really?
So I do something different. Sometimes I'll buy something and I'll like give them like a water, McDonald's French fry or something like that. I'll give them food.
That was actually. I've walked homeless people in asking for money. I'm like, remember that late night place in Gold Coast? It was like Portillo gave the pizza like a 1-something. It's the worst pizza in the history of pizza.
Is that the guy that wanted to kill him?
I walked. No. This place doesn't give a fuck. I promise. They probably don't even know who he is. But,
you're talking.
I walked a homeless girl
by her
in
old
there.
office.
No, on Division Street in Gold Coast.
Oh, okay, sorry. Continue.
It was a late night place. She was asking for money for food. I'm like, you know what? I'll buy a piece of pizza. I'll look up the place right now.
Did she accept or no?
She
Sometimes they don't
yes.
accept.
That's a move I'll do. Is I'll drop off leftovers if coming from a restaurant.
Leftovers is a nice move. I think they could take it too. If you're too good for leftovers, I don't think you're struggling too.
I've become I don't know. I've like weirdly become like everything. Every time there's like leftover food, it's like, oh, why throw it out? Let's find something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because like I had these Quest cookies that were dog shit, and I was just like, I had like 8 of them, and they were just sitting there. My buddy's like, dude, you gonna throw these out or what? I was like, oh my god, he did give it a 1.1, and he's like, why are you so upset? I was like, dude, I don't know. It's a waste, right?
Yep.
It's a waste.
It's like throwing away like clothes. Like I could give them away to someone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just consolidated my closet when I moved, and I just took it to they got the like big green boxes.
Wardrobe boxes?
Say that again?
Wardrobe boxes?
They don't, what do they call them here?
Did you move without a wardrobe box?
The fuck is a wardrobe
Yeah.
box?
I think
This
it's
is
like
why he asked you to come on the show.
It's like the box that has a rack in it, so you just take all your stuff on hangers and you just put them on the rack.
No, it's outdoors, and that you'll find them littered across the city.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
he's talking about where he's
And-
donating his clothes.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
clothes
Oh.
donations.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, I didn't even know this existed, Steve. I'll be honest. A wardrobe box? Did you know this?
Genius.
It's just like a tall box, so you put a.
One of the best
wow.
inventions of all time.
When I moved my clothes, I kept them all in the hanger and just folded them so they fit in the box and then just pulled them
No,
right
yeah,
out.
that's what you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just a wardrobe box guy?
We're not
I mean,
ad
that-
ops
you
level.
got it.
This is we're the content. We're the common folk. Steve's big fucking money.
You
over
got
here.
it. It's the same thing as a box. They just put a rod in it, so you hang all your stuff.
But that's
and it
you're not
doesn't
going to get as
wrinkled.
many clothes
How
in
more?
there, though.
How expensive is it?
You're gonna get more clothes than that.
No, you're not. Absolutely not.
Are you kidding me?
I just moved and
Wardrobe boxes are very deep.
I understand.
I don't think you do.
I saw the picture. I completely understand I think, and also that how's that going to transport?
You said that you took your clothes on hangers and then just folded them over each other. In no
Yes.
way is that more efficient than just like putting them on a clothes rack and next to each other.
First of all, that's cardboard, correct?
The outside of it, yes.
Yeah. So that's going to get completely fucked up in a moving truck.
Sorry, are you moving your clothes in crates?
Could you?
This is too
This-
bad.
this
This is a
is
battle
like-
of the brain.
Unbelievable right here.
I can't believe this happened, but I've seen how you organically formed this free swim where you're just picking people around the office. We have the next part of the interruption. We have the next Kornheiser
This is
and
like-
Wolf on here. Like Steven Cheah versus White Sox Dave needs to be like a weekly
How
segment.
many shirts do you think you could get on that rod?
30 plus?
My head just exploded. My head just exploded. You could get like 12 shirts on there, maybe. I can get like 30 plus in a box when I fold them over each other, and they're not getting wrinkled up.
I don't think you understand the concept of space.
My job used to be space.
You worked for NASA?
No, logistics, spatial awareness was my career prior to this.
That is a quote. I don't
Ask
think you
me-
understand the concept of space.
Ask me distance between two cities, I'll nail it. Within 200 miles, you can any two cities in the country.
200 miles, pretty far.
I'm
Yeah,
see if you can do
You-
this now.
You'd think so.
Memphis, Tennessee, and Iowa City.
I am intrigued right now.
He's done this before. It's great. It's one of my favorite games.
In Iowa City, Iowa, I'm going to Des Moines, but Des Moines more east towards Tennessee and a little north. 475.
5:30.
Yeah.
Okay, I was off by about 50.
Are you acceptable? Or is it acceptable or no?
I guess I should have picked stuff that was farther away. Within 200 miles of that would have been.
And
pretty
not
much-
like
I mean, we've done that too.
and not like Midwest.
Yeah, true.
You know,
true.
that was a poor move too. Did you have any preconceived notions of Dave's brain before you joined the show today?
No, I mean, I've talked to Dave before. I like Dave.
Yeah.
See, we and I get along
Do
great.
you, but like what? Like overall, is like a brain.
He's trying to drive a wedge between our friendship right now.
I'm not,
He does that
I'm not. I'm not.
right
I'm
out of the
trying-
Red Ed playbook.
I'm trying to. Did you have any preconceived notions about his brain?
I know it's just
Powerful.
way out there.
Well, let's get into that too. Okay. Before we do that, I want to talk about Roman because look, everyone knows that change doesn't happen without action, and that's why you need the Roman swipes. So whether you're looking for gains at the gym or a better experience in the bedroom, there's never any shame in showing up for yourself and your health. The folks at Roman, an online men's health company, they changed the game with these Roman swipes. They're the secret to longer lasting sex. Dave, you could vouch.
Oh, not only can I vouch, I can. What's more than vouch? Steven, you're the big brain here.
Certify?
I can certify it.
Certify.
Yeah. Certified White Sox Dave approved, Ed.
And that's what's great is Roman swipes. They're clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use. They're fast acting, but they don't require a prescription. Roman can ship these swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipe packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipe out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry. You're good to go. That's it. Go to GetRoman.com/dogwalk to get $10 off when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/dogwalk. One more time, GetRoman.com/dogwalk. Go get your swipes up the sex game. Right, Clem?
There was a thing I blogged the other day where they said, oh, they might have cured premature ejaculation. You just have to get electric shock to the dick for 30 minutes a day for like. And it's like, yeah, Get Roman ain't going nowhere. That just made me order a fucking crate of them, being like, I need to get these.
And you know what I love about my guy Clem? He texted me, he said, "Do you guys have a promo code?" And I said, "Yes, we sure do." And he used ours.
Synergy, they call that in the corporate game.
That's
right
ZD,
there.
brother.
That was
That's
it. I
ZD.
put the link in the blog and all.
Yep, that's ZD.
GetRoman.com/dogwalk.
That's ZD.
Love it.
So I want to ask both of you about your brains. What is something you've said or a take that you've had that has really just people set them off? Like people just went crazy over.
Unlimited broccoli at Red Robin is a must order. People didn't like.
Okay.
Hold on, I got a question on that. Now, Ed and I don't have. We said this in our stool scene together. We don't have the best food relationship. But I am of the opinion that broccoli is broccoli is broccoli.
Yeah.
So, like,
So he's saying like there's no way that Red Robin's broccoli could stand out for you to be like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a legitimate take.
like you have a few pieces of broccoli, cool. I like broccoli.
Yeah, but the fact that it's unlimited is pretty good because whenever you get broccoli
Wait,
as a
it
side,
is
it's like
or
not that
isn't?
much. It is unlimited, which is awesome.
But you're choosing it over fries or whatever other
Yes.
sides? That's
yeah,
the
I also eat pretty healthy.
Okay, but I think that's what threw people off. Is it was you prefer it though as well?
Yes, if
Okay.
I had the choice between broccoli and French fries, I'm going to pick broccoli.
Okay.
And then the fact that you can get unlimited, I don't think you can do that anywhere else, to my knowledge.
And what did people say to you when you said that?
Now that you articulated the point,
They weren't
I
happy
agree
with
with
it.
you.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
yeah, it's great.
Wait,
One
might
of
have
the-
created a monster.
This is like that's a Chief take. I would have thought Chief would agree with him, not White Sox.
I
Dave.
thought. Well, I mean,
But like David, if you go to a restaurant that's just it's renowned for their burgers and like burgers and fries are
I'm
like
still getting that. Yeah, I'm still getting the burger.
spaghetti and meatballs. You know,
of
Like,
course, yeah.
It's
and broccoli.
if someone's like, oh man, I can't wait to
Hey,
dive into this
I don't
broccoli.
mind someone who's health conscious.
No, but he said even it's not. He said typically yes, that's like it does play into his typical routine, but at the end of the day, he just prefers it over as well.
You don't actually prefer, like, if you weren't being health conscious, you would take French fries over broccoli, correct? Like, you like the taste of broccoli that much?
I like broccoli a lot. Yeah,
I do enjoy broccoli too, steamed broccoli. A little salt, that's it, salt,
Yep.
pepper.
And it's
Delicious.
also-
tastes good anyway. You cook it really.
It's also getting overlooked how this came about too, right? Like, didn't Red Robin just get brought up? It's like, oh, Red Robin's the best. You got to get their unlimited broccoli.
See,
Like,
I
that's-
understand why people would just jump all over you for that.
But that's like one of the things that is they're not known for it, but it is exclusive to that place. So of course I'm gonna get it when I go there. I get
Came back
broccoli as a
around
side
to that.
most places, and now there's a place that has good burgers, but also unlimited broccoli. That's pretty sweet.
No, I like broccoli. I think steamed broccoli is probably one of the best like greens.
I would agree for
sure.
I would say so.
I feel like broccoli had a rough run when we were kids. It was like Brussels sprouts were like the worst, or they'd
And
always
now
get
I
shit on.
fucking love
And
Brussels
Brussels sprouts
sprouts.
are great.
Yeah.
And broccoli was kind of the second one. It's like, oh, broccoli. And it's like, oh no, broccoli's all right. General Tso's chicken, you just
Yes.
dip it in there. Me and
Yeah.
Steve, we've
Yeah,
talked a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
about General Tso's. When the guy who invented it died, I still have to go to the place in New York that they
Yep,
invented
Shunley
it.
West.
Yeah.
Wait, I watched the doc on it.
Yeah, it's in New York.
The
Shunley
original
West.
Is it
It's
good?
on-
Like, is it actually
very good? It's
Really?
not on the menu anymore. I think it's like $25 or $30. You have to ask for it, but it's delicious.
Okay. Why isn't it on the menu anymore?
I don't
Retired the
I-
number, hung it in the rafters.
Basically,
Maybe.
yeah. But that's Phil Jackson's favorite Chinese food.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
That's
a fun fact.
two very different reactions to Phil Jackson. Me, you, Knicks fans, and then two Bulls fans here.
Yeah.
Right?
I met Phil Jackson once walking down the street, and I've never been so starstruck.
Really?
Was he hobbling?
He had a cane at the time. It was right after his surgery.
Oh, is he hurting now?
He's always had like fucked up. I feel like his
Big
back
problems.
and his legs. are
Yeah,
always
if you're
fucked.
that tall, I feel like you're bound for like joint issues.
He had the throne in the Lakers. Remember, he had that like throne, that special seat, and he. Do you
I
remember
don't
that?
know if I do.
Yeah,
I don't
look
think
it up.
I do either, actually.
He had this like crazy throne. I think it was probably during the Barstool era, so I think someone blogged it. And he just would like sit above everyone else because his body has just been broken from years of playing.
Have you also noticed
Oh,
on the
damn,
bench
you're
during
right.
the playoffs how big the cushions are for the players?
Yeah,
It's insane. Like, I'm talking like a 1 foot cushion on a folding chair. Have you seen this?
Wait, it's just like
NBA players bench. Like almost every player. Like not just like LeBron. Like everybody has this enormous cushion that is almost unfathomably big.
Maybe that was a big thing in the last CBA. It was like, we need bigger, better cushions, right? Like that was what they're holding out for.
That's a big seat. I feel bad for like, how tall is he?
6'10", I think.
Yeah, it's
Like, yeah,
6'9",
that's like
6'8".
that's got to be so uncomfortable.
It's got to be awful once you get up there in age. How old is he? 70?
At least.
And he
At
played
least,
in the
right?
60s and 70s when
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
there was no medicine or to shit
Right.
to like make your body right.
Damn.
He's probably got like 0 knee cartilage.
Unless he's got a new one. What's a
That was another take though. You said you were starstruck, but then you said in LA you were starstruck by that guy from
Bruce
Hollywood
Valanche.
Squares. Yeah.
Bruce, I mean,
Valanche.
you know what that
Bruce
is?
Valanche, I said, was a top 5 most recognizable celebrity in Hollywood.
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup if you paid me $1 million.
If you see Bruce
If you
Valanche,
saw him, you know who he
you
is.
Now
know.
I'll never forget him.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
What's a Dave? What's a take from your brain that has been
We're not going to do the hot dog thing.
set? Yeah,
We can
and that
do
was more
the-
just me and you. I'm saying like more like
Denzel Washington.
yeah, yeah. Say that.
Denzel Washington's
I
what?
think he plays the same character in every single movie he's in.
How many Denzel films have you seen?
All of them. I love them all equally too. They're all typically great. The one movie I think that people like that sucks is the Book of Eli. I thought that movie sucked. Will Ferrell as the lead character, can't stand him. I think the soccer movie, the ice skating
agree with
movie, completely fucking suck.
So you're on the same page with Dave now.
Yeah.
This is a
Denzel.
He-
Some variation.
There,
Like
very little, but like my argument is like
Man on Fire is more subdued. Guy.
it came. I will take it to the grave, and Ed has a take on what actor? Jake Gyllenhaal, top 5 actor.
Yeah, I think he's a top 5 actor.
I think that Tom Hardy.
I think he's up there.
You think so? Okay.
After I watched Peaky Blinders, I thought that was one of the best acting jobs I've ever seen because like he went from playing Bane to the drugged up dude in was it Fighter or Warrior? I've mixed the two up. Warrior. Warrior.
Warrior. Okay.
Yeah, Warrior.
brought
And to a Jewish gang lord in Peaky Blinders, it's like absurd range. You don't see that out of Denzel Washington. That doesn't mean I think Denzel Washington sucks or I think his movie sucks. I just think you see every movie he does, all right. Like same exact voice inflections, like eye movements. It's all the same from movie to movie.
Like Training Day Denzel is very different from.
I don't think so. He does the exact same thing in every movie. Watch like 3 or 4 Denzel movies in a row.
Remember the Titans is very different from
The movies are obvious. The plots couldn't be
the
more
main
different.
character, the
Yes,
coach in Remember the Titans is
and how he-
vastly different from like
How he attacks playing those roles is the same. In my opinion, people shit on me for it. I think they're lemmings.
Oh no, the lemons
Follow the
coming.
leader.
He has less of a diversified portfolio of roles. I would agree with you in there, but I
Well-
don't think they're all the same.
Another example, Leonardo DiCaprio going from Monster Candy in Django Unchained to, he played a mentally handicapped kid in
What's
Gilbert,
Eating
What's
Gilbert
Eating
Grape?
Gilbert Grape.
Yep.
Like
Also in Growing Pains.
Growing Pains.
Intellectual disability, Dave.
There's a kid named Boner in Growing Pains. People don't talk about that enough.
Yep.
Oh, I think they do. Oh,
they?
yeah, everyone knows Boner.
Yeah.
I love Growing Pains.
Growing Pain. Maybe best TV theme song ever too.
I know.
It's right up there.
I don't. Did I draft it? I don't know if I did or not, but
I
if
think you did.
Did I?
I think you
I
did.
love it. Yeah.
If you didn't, I might have called someone out on it because I immediately that Perfect Strangers, his local Chicago show,
Yeah,
A+
yeah.
theme.
That's a good one.
I actually started watching the Chicago show. Name some Chicago shows.
Chicago Fire.
No.
with the dad,
New Girl.
ties,
Family Matters.
Shameless.
Shameless. I started watching Shameless a little while ago.
Oh,
Got
did
through,
you?
Yeah, it's good.
It's all right. It gets a little repetitive.
Family Matters also top 7.
How old are
TV
you again,
show.
Steven?
How old do you think I am?
I'm telling you,
35.
there's so much potential with these two together.
36.
Okay.
And
I
I'm
picked
just-
35 because it's a round number.
I
You
don't
gotta
know
go
where
with
to
a 0
look.
or 5.
I'm in the middle of them, and I just keep like watching. Their,
I think you were expecting more disagreement out of us.
no, but I think it's like not enough time has elapsed. Like we've only been talking there for a half hour. But if you guys were daily, like I think there'd be some fucking good feuds.
There's something here. There's
Yeah.
something here. I've seen
You're
enough.
trying to incite that. But there's something we can incite.
But it's also just
I
watching.
think the
both of your
NFL
guys.
draft is the most fucking boring thing I've ever watched in my entire life. I couldn't give a shit less about the NFL in April.
You know what's more boring? Baseball. 162 games.
It's a
Pass.
fucking
You can lose
grind.
20 games in a row. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it absolutely matters.
I mean, you can turn it around.
So that's 1/8 of the season. If you lost 2 games in the NFL season, which is 20%.
Yeah, but it's 60 hours of your life.
That's the beauty of it. You have something to watch every single night. Now, I was about to say disagree. I will agree with you that baseball has a pace of play issue and all that. I do think that needs to change.
That doesn't even bother me.
It bothers me as a baseball fan, and I don't care if baseball. I didn't until last few years. It just gets worse and worse and worse. 4-hour plus games, unnecessary.
NBA also has too many games.
Definitely.
That should be like 50. Like lockout seasons are the best.
But that'll never in a million years happen because
162.
That means that player salaries are going down, and players will never let that happen. If anything, they're going to add games to schedules. Doesn't matter the sport.
Hard out.
That's why it is like that.
So it's basically like you can like this sport, but you have no other interests.
Not during baseball season, I don't.
Yeah,
He's not like we legitimately.
I'm actually glad the White Sox got canceled today because I would have had to miss the last 3-4 innings.
Yeah, that's not like there was. He's better now because now we have the job we're on year 4. But like early on, like if you even thought about like scheduling a podcast during a Sox game, it was like,
nope,
dude, the Sox are playing, and I'm like, dude, I can't. There's 162
and
of these.
That's great for you specifically because you can center your career around that. And there are sports media people and journalists,
to an extent, though, not with Barstool
that
Sports.
is not even a 1%. That's like a 0.0001%. For all the people that are like fans of the team or have general interest, like 162 games, get the fuck out of here.
Well, I don't even necessarily disagree with you if you want to cut it to 144 or whatever they talked about, but it just will never, ever,
60.
ever. 2 months of baseball? No way.
You need more than that. What do you think is a happy medium, Clem?
I think you have to just live with baseball's the marathon sport, and
Yeah.
I love it. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you can only follow your own team though. Like I don't know anything about other than like maybe the NL East. It's the Mets, the NL East, and then a couple of other teams. But then I'll play fantasy baseball. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, he's hit 35 home runs 3 years in a row for like the Rangers. I've never heard of him.
I just don't need baseball in April. I don't.
Yeah.
If it was
As a more
mid-May
casual
to
fan, I can see that.
mid-May to mid-September, like I would be happy with that.
I could maybe get into that.
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Understandable.
I think we were onto something during the craziness of COVID when basketball moved back a little bit,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And then everything kind of got in that way where it was like basketball starts in like Christmas, right?
Christmas
and then
Day.
that covers that, and then it moves the playoffs back. So then the finals are ending around the end of August, and then we got football coming right into September. And there's no dead zone
Would be
where we
great.
do have a few dead zones.
That's
in
what
the
I
current
use hockey
iteration.
for. Well, what I used to use hockey for.
Yeah.
When the Blackhawks were winning Stanley Cup after Stanley Cup, their season was ended like mid-May. When are the cups? It's like
June, right?
even
Yeah.
June.
It's
Like,
right
it was
before the NBA's over.
Blackhawks were for me because I don't do basketball. I try, I just can't do it. And hockey and Blackhawks were like the perfect bridge to baseball season for me.
What do you think about the people who go to every game? I think it's almost impossible for baseball.
For baseball or
But
for
like
others?
Some
I
guys
think
do.
NFL, a lot of people like
The 108 guys go to like 70-some games a year.
that's a lot.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
fuck
crazy.
ton.
But that's cool though. They're walking distance from the ballpark.
yeah.
That's a little different. They don't
Right.
care if they leave in the 4th. They don't care if they get there in the 4th. It doesn't matter. I'm saying a lot of NFL fans will travel and go to all now 17, which is like I know a guy who lives here.
I would love to be
He's
able
a-
to do that.
He's a Vikings fan and he drives from Chicago to Minnesota every game.
But think about it,
Cons-
that's 8 games, maybe 9 games if they have the extra home game. So
Yeah.
like, that's not, I feel, as crazy. But what is nuts is like, and I love going to NFL games. I mean, watching at home is a better experience without
Yeah.
question.
Baseball, because of the pace of play, I would 1,000% agree with you. Like Soldier Field's such a fucking. I can't.
it's tough.
It's bad unless you have awesome seats. It's like the experience is not good.
How's MetLife?
MetLife is such a joke, man.
Yuck.
And
Is it?
it has no soul. It doesn't feel like a stadium that was built recently. That stadium and Jerry's World was built like within a year of each other. And Jerry's World is out of now. Granted, it's like building in like Jersey versus building in like the middle of Texas, middle of nowhere, where the fuck it is, Arlington. Two different things. And I guess there was some Chinese steel issue that caused MetLife to cost a little more to make. But there's no reason you go from that dog shit it's like a giant air conditioner. It's the worst, man. Versus
Really?
anything. Not even Jerry's World. Any other stadium built around then blows it out of the. I hate
MetLife is
Stadium.
bad. It's a bad.
What are you laughing about when he said that?
I don't remember what I left.
Are you stadium shaming me?
No, MetLife stinks.
Something about
I
Chinese
agree.
MetLife does
steel.
stink. I'm with you.
What?
Something about Chinese steel.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I just think that's funny.
Because a lot of people, I was roasting them, and like a couple, I guess probably Giants fans were like, the steel went through the roof. It was, I think, during the Olympics, so they were building Olympic stadiums. I'm like, all right, cool. It still fucking stinks as a stadium.
Mm-hmm. And unbiased is
Raymond James.
Yeah.
Very good stadium. It's grass field, which is huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
MetLife kills people's like knees every single year. Like,
and Soldiers people. Like the field.
Yeah,
is awful.
You killed Saquon. That's right. You motherfuckers.
The rumor, I can't confirm because I haven't been on the grass, but what Willie Colon was telling me was that the grass in Soldier Field is much longer than any other place.
Really?
Yes.
I could see that.
And obviously harder to maintain being here rather than Tampa.
Sure, yeah.
Like that's what I was saying. Yesterday's dog walk with Chief. It's so wild to me how we had a whole conversation about how people who settled in Europe, and that's just where they lived, just based on location, they were at an advantage over people who were in South America or people who were in Africa, whatever, just based on geographical location. That's like here, we heard Scotty Scheffler won the Masters, and he went to the same high school as Kershaw and Stafford. Like, if you're a golfer and you're in Chicago, you're fucked. Or New York or wherever, you need to move to these places because you can play year round.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Baseball's gotten way better in Illinois. When I was in high school, I graduated 2007. It was starting to become pretty good. Now we're spitting out draft picks like first or second rounders most years now. Mm-hmm. When I was in high school, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it's different. So, I mean,
but yeah, it's weather for sure.
Yeah. Weather here is considered very bad, right?
Yeah, it's horrible.
The winter, yeah. You can't really. You can, and we do. You can't practice baseball indoors.
But even now, bro, it's April, and it's like you're not going to get loose,
sucks,
even if it's 40 out.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're still.
I was watching the Cubs game last night. I'm like, how the fuck are they playing in this?
Yeah.
My hotel was across the street from Wrigley Field. I got in back from work like 5:30. We got back, Ed, and I had people who were like, I took a picture from my hotel room. I could see inside the stadium. It was incredible. And I had people like, hey man, you want tickets? I have like an $8 bleacher ticket. I'll just give you. And I was like, and I'm like, listen, I'm old. I'm washed. Like 10, 15 years ago, or if I'd never been to Wrigley, I would have taken them up.
You've been to Wrigley?
Yeah, probably 2 or 3 times. So I've gone in the bleachers in June when it's nice out. You're drinking.
Yeah.
And the whole experience, it's completely different than last night.
Yeah.
It was windy. It was snowing. I was like, no fucking way. I'm just gonna watch. I watched the game from my window for like an inning or
like
two.
Like a rooftop. Basically.
Called it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I called it online. Yeah. So I was on Twitter. I was announcing it.
Yeah. That's great. Well, all right then. I enjoyed this, Steven. I'm sure you got to get back to.
You didn't get what you wanted
stuff.
out of it, though.
No, I did.
What did you want to get out of it?
No, I didn't.
He wanted to drive a wedge between
I honestly
us.
didn't. I like assembling random crews and seeing where the conversation goes. And I think that's what we got.
We have something. I think you guys have a good dynamic with each other. And the NFL draft versus MLB thing that just broke out, that war, Eddie didn't incite that at all. He did, and then exactly. I think you guys just went into each other's nets.
I was poking the bear there.
Okay. NFL draft is awesome.
I'll watch it.
The complaint you could have is like it's too long in between picks, which I understand.
They did a great job when they shortened it for sure. Well, it used to be like 10 minutes, right?
15.
Or 15? And what is it now?
The longest first round in history is like, I think, a little over 7 hours.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Yeah.
I don't like how many days it is now. Is that a fair con?
Who the Bears going to draft in the first round?
I liked the one that was just Saturday.
Sunday was great.
Yeah. Who are the Bears going to draft in the first round?
Who you got in your big board?
Don't do this to him.
Oh, it's fucked up. That's so fucked up.
We don't have first round.
Why'd you?
Gentlemen fleeced him.
No, that's why I was thinking like, wait, where are you picking? I'm like going through the first round order in my head. I was like, wait, where is Chicago?
Do you have the first round memorized, like the ABCs
of the draft order?
Yeah.
Can you give it to us live right now?
No, not the draft order off the riff.
You were trying to.
I've got a pretty good idea of where everyone's.
Is Hutchinson going to be a freak?
It's a bad draft year for sure. Like there's no like.
When I saw he was projected to go number 1, I was like, he's really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm like,
all the buzz is Trayvon Walker is going to go number 1 overall.
Where's he going to school again?
Georgia.
What position?
Edge rusher.
Oh, he's a beast. Wasn't his combine numbers insane?
Yeah, but like. Guy at 6.5 sacks, a 1-year starter on a loaded defense. You're gonna pick that guy number 1 overall.
Yeah. What was it? What was his wow?
He's
combine
6'6", like 272. He ran like a 4.51, like
freak athlete. Yeah.
Yeah, but where are the results? Like
I'll never understand how measurables are.
I'm a traits over production guy, but like you have to have some production. Like,
for sure.
I will. Can we agree on this? Mock draft season has become way too long now that the draft is. Like, I lose my. I know you're a mock draft guy,
Yes.
but like it's another month worth of these mock drafts and nothing.
It's next week.
But no, I'm saying it's an extra month worth of mock drafts compared to what it used to be when it was earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And it's like at this point, I see mock draft and my eyes just glaze. Other than the Steven Cheah's, you're the only one to read.
Magnet.
Exactly, it's a click magnet thing. But my eyes just glaze over. I'm like, I've had enough of mock drafts. It's been the same thing since the the Rams won the Super Bowl. It's just been mock drafts nonstop.
It used to be better when it was like Saturday was the day it started at noon. And then it was an all-day thing, and then Sunday was day 2, and then that's it. Now it's, I mean, they're doing it for ratings and for ad revenue, which I get, but like
How much
Thursday
more do they
round 1,
need,
like
though?
Fridays round 2 and 3, like Saturday all day.
How
4
much
to
more do
7.
they fucking need, Steven? And I don't
Great.
like that
Great.
it's in May either. I don't like that.
It's April.
Oh, it's in late April?
Yeah,
Okay.
April
But it was in
28th.
May some years, right?
It's this weekend,
No.
right?
No?
Next
I
Thursday
could have
it
swore they
starts.
pushed it back.
Next, okay.
Regardless, I don't like that they pushed it back.
I agree. Yes.
I don't like that. But no, we'll do this again, and I'll get what I want. I'm kidding. No, I
See,
got what I
I
wanted.
knew it.
No, I got
I
what I
knew it.
wanted. No, I
I
did.
knew it.
I swear, I just wanted to create a nice collection of people. and
I don't
think
know
we
if I've
did
ever been on a podcast with Steven either.
I've been on dog walk drafts several times.
that. Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
So,
Steven didn't
take
like
that
the
back.
ragtag comment either. He's like,
take that
ragtag?
back.
When you said we are a ragtag group. This
I'm
is a
the
little
definition
different.
of ragtag. I try to cherry pick off of everybody else's brands. Rediscovering America. I did the Surviving Barstool. Sydney.
that's
I'm
your- but
going
that-
with Sydney hunting again.
but that's smart though. That's where you thrive the most, though.
For
Like,
sure.
That's like that's
very calculated.
that people. So many people think that they need to be the people that roll out the map. No, you just hop on and fucking
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't got. I got to show up.
That's actually a great mentality to have, Dave. Because,
Show up.
I don't think there's enough of that.
Mm-hmm.
So
If
good
anyone
for you.
wants me in their content, and especially the best and brightest at this company, I will do it for you.
I
That's
still
the way to
can't
go.
believe
I'm
they
with
haven't
you.
asked me on part of my take like dozens of times.
Have you not been on Part of My Take?
I don't think
no,
so.
I don't think I no. I did like a voiceover one time. Why have you been on there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Plenty of times, right?
Once, I think. Maybe twice. Twice.
I was
Nice.
on one that got cut. It was Mount Rushmore with CT.
It's fucked
Yeah.
up. Was CT on there?
It was. I think it got cut because I think he was all over the place. It was like a hard
Ooh.
to rein it in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe
Oh,
so.
damn. That's disappointing. All right then. I appreciate. I enjoyed this though.
This was good.
Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah.
I don't understand why you keep asking. Like,
Because it sends them into
See?
another. It gives
No,
us 5 more minutes of conversation, and I like it.
No, see, Steve is just a normal guy, and he just takes me at face value. Where Dave thinks I'm always scheming, and I'm trying to get him
Right.
in a situation where he's
Do you
Michael
blame me
Scott.
for thinking that though?
Well, I like to, but I'm helping you out though. I got the map, and I'm trying to get you in situations where they're gonna,
he's a point guard, distributing, setting you up for success.
I don't do basketball. We just talked about that.
Whoever gets Steve's brain cooking on the bracket, it's incredible. Because Steve, when there's a social clip comes out and it's like you won't believe what Steven Cheah had to say, and it blows my mind every single time. I mean, there was the YouTube clip about learning how to eat pussy. That was something that I think that probably makes sense looking back.
Of course. Fair enough.
What was it?
That is one
explain
thing
for the audience.
It's that I.
Are we talking about cunnilingus?
Almost.
You know what I'm
As a
getting
guy
at, though.
that's watched hundreds of hours of All 22, I said the most important video I've ever watched in my life was the instructional video on how to eat some box.
Okay, who posted this? Where was this video?
It was on a porn site.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You. I think it
pretty
was
well-known
Eddie
people in
who
it.
had
It's good.
completely like one of those kind of looks at me. I think vaginas are disgusting.
That was definitely me. Yeah. So I mean,
They're
that's
just.
cool. I mean, out and about's full, but
I'm not in like a homosexual way, but like objectively, they are disgusting.
I mean, ask your dick. You get chubbed up when you see one of
Oh,
those
absolutely.
things? Yeah. So
my dick loves vagina, but like my brain's like, that thing's kind of fucking nasty.
No, that's a stigma that the world has created. Like some are nasty for sure.
would you rather see it like take all like what you're attracted to aside? You'd rather have a dick like to
Play with?
make cum?
Oh no, I don't. I mean, the maintenance that I assume goes behind a vagina is like, I don't want to deal with that. That's too much time. Is that what you're getting at?
Same shit.
I mean, I just take the Manscaped buzzer and go, bzz, and then my dick's clean. Just I'll let the rain fall down on me in the shower and use my like shampoo all foamed up to get the rest of my body, get the crevices where I need.
I don't think you understand women's anatomies at all.
That's part of the reason vaginas are disgusting.
Vaginas are unknown to you,
Yeah.
which is why you're afraid
course.
of them or think they're disgusting.
I mean, I'm not afraid of them. Don't.
Pete's
Pete's here. Pete's here. Get his ass in
Pete,
here.
Pete,
Get in here.
Pete.
All right, Pete's going to kill him. I guess we're going longer. Because,
Pete walking in on a vagina conversation would have been like, nope, and just turn around and leave.
I recently found out I'm one of Pete's best friends at the company.
really?
Did he say that?
No, but he didn't disagree. So he like needed to send something out to I think like the whole sales team, and he was like, "Hey, have you gotten this?" And I was like, "No." Like, so we were going back and forth about some like login for some new system we were using, and I was like, "Are you doing this to everybody else?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "So I'm your best friend in the business floor," and he goes, and he liked it.
He liked it.
Did he get a little rosy cheeked? Like he didn't want to admit it, but he was like, yeah.
No, I like Pete. Pete is I'm not gonna say a good friend of mine because we don't have too much outside of work personally. I mean,
Here he comes.
my wife and him interact on Twitter sometimes, but
Here he
I
comes.
think Pete's awesome. Don't tell him that though.
All right, Pete's coming in.
Grab a mic, Pete.
Gentlemen,
Pete,
this feels like an interrogation. The way you just say grab a mic, Pete,
now
this feels like.
now we have a collection of brains.
So, part of the reason I say this, and this will stick with me the rest of my life, he should have been drafted. My favorite character on that 70s show is Red Foreman. He is fucking hilarious. Can we all agree that Red Foreman's
I
hilarious?
wasn't a
Show.
70s show guy.
Did you not watch it either, Pete?
I was an 80s baby.
So was I.
I forgot if I watched it. I don't think I watched it.
All right, Red Foreman. I think he's great.
Yeah.
That's right up your alley.
I 70s show I didn't really watch that much, but I will say if you watched it, you probably loved it.
He was.
Him.
It was a good show. It was a really good show. But there was a part, I forget the exact context behind it, but it was Eric, the main character in The Son, and his dad Red, the bald guy. They were looking up the anatomy of a woman, and he goes, I could have gone, and this is the grandpa dad talking. He's like, I could have gone my whole life without realizing a vagina has a mucous membrane. That's all I needed to hear. Vagina's fucking disgusting. Mucous membrane is where I'm not out, but I am like, that is a disgusting organ.
I don't think you've ever licked a pussy.
You don't? I mean, so you're going muff diving all night?
Yeah, it's great.
Pete, this is not
Just
why we called you in, but we're
This
happy
is
that you're
fantastic.
doing it.
It reminds me that story about White Sox Dave. I think it's an Always Sunny episode where Charlie's like
I
goes
never
on
got
and,
into it.
on and on. I'm talking goes on and on and on, and they're like, Charlie, that's not a story. That's just an episode of SVU. And like you're just telling an old synopsis of an old show, but it was good. It's a good story.
One of the tricks of my trade for podcasting is these guys don't, well, I'm pointing this way, but the rest of the Chicago guys don't watch South Park at all.
Okay.
And I'll drop South Park lines all the time without them having any clue that I'm just ripping off material. I wish I wouldn't have said it
Smart.
with that in the room, but
I had no idea.
Oh,
I
so
knew
do
you
it.
love South Park.
almost every fucking episode of whatever we're doing.
You do it to you're getting credit for the jokes. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's fucking really good.
What? So, Pete, honestly, it's been so long, I forgot exactly why we called you in here.
Who are your top 5 favorite people at Barstool?
I'm not going to do this.
Why? Do they do this to you a lot?
People try to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
I can tell you why we called him in because you officially last night the U.S. repealed the mask mandate.
The U.S.
Apparently-
didn't repeal the mask mandate. A federal judge in the state of Florida ruled that the CDC overstepped their authority in issuing the mask mandate on public transportation. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Well, not really.
Are you
but
the guy that
was-
said that COVID was going to kill like 20 or 30 people and be over in a month or so?
That is why we called you in here.
Is that from
was you?
from March
Yes.
like March 10th, 2020?
Yeah. So I was saying I'd like to.
If people double masked in March 10th, this whole thing would have been over by March 30th.
No,
probably.
one of it was
Oh,
never going
no.
anywhere.
I'll die on that hill.
I'll die on the hill that this was always going to be around, and it will be around in perpetuity for the rest
Yeah,
of
it
time.
seems like it's not going away.
Never, ever.
I was wrong back in March 2020.
Yeah, it was.
I think we all were.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'd like to form a nice collection of brains, and it was me, you, Glunny Balls, and Marty. And
Right.
we were talking about it.
That's
and
a fucking random one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you being like, "Yeah, it's just 30 people will probably die. It was, I'll have to
We'd
pull
have
the
to go
exact
back.
quote. Yeah. But it was,
I said they were going to play the tournament, the March Madness tournament.
yeah.
This was like early on. This was before they canceled, obviously, everything.
This was the day they canceled. It was a Thursday. The day they canceled the Big East tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everybody got sent home from spring training. It was weird.
It was a wild time.
Weird.
It was, yeah.
Yep.
And that's how it came up because we wanted to go back in history and
You made me come back here
People
just to
still-
say, remember how wrong you were about the coronavirus over 2 years ago.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
How do you feel
Well,
about
it's
that?
on me.
There's probably people who listened and was like, well, Blizzard's Pizza is not a big deal. And he's like,
And they just
a
went
smart
about their
guy.
lives.
Yeah, and
Like
killed
I
grandma.
feel like even in our office in New York, like we went home on a Friday and it was like, all right, see you on Monday. And then Monday, like 9 a.m. rolled around. It was like, nah, we can't come back to the office. Like, that's it.
Did you guys, did the office close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
They told us like bring our chargers and stuff like that.
We never,
It was like, at one point, it was like,
never
make
shut
sure you
down.
brought everything home.
we
Yeah.
never, Barstool Chicago never shut down.
there's a
Like,
funny,
you kept going to that office.
Yep,
Oh,
we
yeah.
went that Monday.
which
because
is probably infested with things other than coronavirus, but
our old office, that was just a room that was, you've seen it. It was half the size of this.
I don't remember the old office.
Hey,
for
dude.
our 100th episode of the snake drafts, because we started doing that in
You had to be at the office for that.
we had well not have to be, but we were we were all cooped up together in the corner of this little like 15 by 10 foot room, and it was whoever made the clip. I don't think it was one of our guys. I think it was just some fan. The first like 3 clips when we were recording during coronavirus were all us bunched up, and then all of a sudden it goes from next one. Carl's off camera because he's out of the shot, and we're all 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
There was
It
a
was
lot
really
of like,
funny
there was a
looking
lot of
back.
posturing. You had to like if you were doing anything, you had to pretend like you were 6 feet apart. At the
That's
time.
what I said. I
That
was
was a big deal.
talking to someone out there about optics because we were like, hey,
Yeah.
do we have to do this? I think we're fine. They're like, optics, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussions of that.
You a big optics guy, Pete?
No,
No.
I don't care what people think.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I had such a take ready when the first came over that something from China had a bat, or what was the other thing? Was a bat, or there was another animal that they thought it might have been involved with.
I just remember.
I want to
that.
say monkey, but that might just be outbreaking my brain.
I think it might have been a monkey and a bat, and I said, "Oh, China, monkey, bat," and I was ready to go. This thing is coming. It's gonna fuck us all. And I looked like the opposite of Pete. I looked like the guy who called the shot, right?
Yeah.
Back doesn't really do much, I guess.
Did you guys all have it?
Not to my knowledge, no.
no,
Same. Never.
Have you ever got
No.
antibody test?
Yeah, but I've gotten the vaccine, so it showed up. And I
Okay.
know they say like it might not. I don't know. It's like there's.
I got it earlier this year.
Yeah.
talk about
Not
a
bad at
mask.
all.
Big Che was a big mask guy, and he got bit.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
an
my point with the
anti-masker.
mask. Like
Yeah.
it was on. I think it's still you're gonna get it.
No, I
and if
would've
you
got it.
haven't gotten it, you're gonna get it.
Do you
I
think,
do think at this point
It's inevitable.
it's inevitable.
is Che in your top 5? Can you at least say that?
I will not say that.
You confirmed that I was your best friend in the upstairs. basically.
I think I made an offhanded joke about that because you sent the picture that you made us take,
Right.
and
Offhanded, too.
you said like, of course we're friends, and I was like, who can argue with that picture,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
So when you say it like that, it's like.
Whose brain is which brain
So
throws you
now
off
we're just
more?
gonna pick
White Sox Dave's or Steven Cheah's?
throws me off more.
Yeah.
We don't. Pete and I don't interact all that often.
He knows enough about Che, I'd say. So wouldn't you say?
I think Dave's probably got the weirder brain, but Che's. But that again, it's like 10's bigger than 9, but they're both high numbers in a scale of 1 to 10. So like we're not letting
I have
Che
a
off
weird
with
brain,
a
though?
9 off the hook here.
I don't know if it's a weird brain, but it's a brain where I can't understand it. Like there's the snake draft that's
I've
coming
been
out
living
next
my
Monday.
entire life trying to understand it.
There's a snake draft that comes out next Monday, and Clem, you could.
I'm
Is it
glad you
already-
brought this
Has
up.
it already been taped?
And it's
It
already
has.
taped. Yes,
Okay.
it's coming Monday.
I can't talk about
We
it. You're-
can't. No,
can't
I know.
talk
We
about
can't
it.
This
talk
is
about
fucked
it.
up because
It is fucked up. I can't believe they're doing this to you.
I want
Just say
to
it.
defend. I'm going to say it. Can I
No,
say it?
no,
You're
you
going to be
can't say
going
it.
to war
You
on
can't
Twitter
say it.
about
Yeah,
it. It's
you
going to be
can't.
all right. I'm
It's
sure there's
gonna
gonna be
happen.
clips.
Let us get some clicks, and we need
Okay.
downloads to survive.
This is a
But-
nice tease.
It is bullshit.
I legit broke down. I was like, Dave, I just can't argue with your brain anymore.
I wasn't
Remember
trying
that?
to. I was
You-
done with it too because I was like sick yesterday. I might have had. The
I was sick
coronavirus.
too, so I didn't have like.
I didn't have the
We all
energy to do it.
coronavirus right now as we're speaking.
I took
Mine
it
was
since.
allergies. I know it was because
You
I
dropped
took
the host
medicine and
mic.
I knocked it out.
Yeah, I had to pee, but that was more of a, yeah. It's quite the moment. I'll tell you guys. I'm sorry for the listeners. You got to wait 5 days, but All right, then. I think we'll wrap up here. Pete, thanks for coming in. Maybe we'll do
my
a
pleasure.
one-on-one one of these
Why
days.
do you
Yeah,
think I got a weird brain?
Everybody says that, right?
I see. I think like
I'm just
and
jumping. I'm just jumping.
this
on the
isn't,
bandwagon. Don't worry about it.
No, like
Why-
KB's,
like,
a weird,
KB's
KB
a
and
weird
Nick are
brain,
weird
yes.
brains.
All right.
You're just a rockhead.
Well, yeah.
Must
It's
be a
like
bad
that's.
brain.
I don't want
Yeah.
to say
Bill
that.
Carlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But he said it.
Oh, I know he's gonna say
Yeah,
it.
I didn't say it.
Cheah has a fascinating brain, though. I would have never thought the stuff that we see on this bracket stuff that goes live. I'm just like, that's a fast. I never knew Cheah had that side to him.
So I just don't know a lot about stuff outside of
Like
Like
your
football.
niches. Yeah, yeah.
and
That's how I
basketball.
am too.
So yeah,
Football, World War II history, or football, baseball. Football when it's in season, then I stop caring about it until
Who played
kickoff.
shortstop for the White Sox in 1974?
Mike Squires.
Billy Squires,
That's right.
the singer.
Yeah, I don't
Got
know.
it. All right, then. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you guys for joining me. Clem, Che, Pete, it's great to have you in Chicago. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.